Now, before we get started, I just want to share some of the terminology that we're going to be using on this course. Now, there's not loads of it, but there's just a few keywords or phrases that you need to be aware of and have a really good understanding of before we get going. So, the first phrase that we're going to come across is blog. Okay, blog comes from the phrase weblog, which back in the old days of the internet, in the 90s, a weblog would be information that is updated on a regular basis, maybe daily or weekly update. A bit like a newsletter, but actually published to the website. Now, weblog soon got abbreviated down to blog, and really it's just a website that is on the internet that is updated with recent information, the most recent being at the top and the least recent being at the bottom. So when we talk about the most recent information, that is included within a blog post. Now I want to bring your attention to this website, which is my website for my book, I'm Getting Out. So from here I incorporate a number of different things. At the top I've got my landing page element, but then underneath that I've got my most recent blog post at the top, and then the next blog post, and then the next blog post, and then the next blog post. So it goes down like that. So this post in particular is the most recent one, and it's like an article, and I can include images and text and that sort of information can go in there. There'll be more on that later on. The next word is HTML, which stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Now this is one of those that starts to scare people, but you don't have to be worried about it. As I explain later on in the course, HTML is just another language. So think of the Italian language or the Spanish language or the German language. You may not understand how to speak it, but you understand that it's there and you understand that it's a means of communication. Well, HTML is exactly the same. It is a language for computers to be able to display information on web pages. And to give you an example, this is what HTML code looks like. So underneath the skin of a particular website, so here we have lots of words and pictures, but underneath the bonnet, underneath the hood of our website is this HTML code. The next phrase I want to talk to you about is gadgets. Now within Blogger you can install gadgets, and by gadgets I mean you can have things like this gadget here, which is an email subscription box, or on the right hand side I can install gadgets by installing word and text gadgets here, so I can have words and phrases on the side. I can also install an image gadget, which is here, and now I've used this image and turned it into a button that if people click on will go to another web page. But that is examples of gadgets. The next phrase I want to talk to you about is hosting. Now web hosting is not something we're really going to have to concern ourselves with, because Blogger is hosted for free by Blogspot. Okay, so Blogger is the website program and it is hosted on Blogspot. So we don't have to pay for that. That is all completely free and comes part of the package. But if you were to get a website created by a web designer, you would have to get web hosting, which costs anywhere between say a few dollars or a few pounds a month, depending on what sort of website you have, but you could go up to the hundreds of dollars or hundreds of pounds. The next one then is comments. Now within a blog you have blog posts, as we have seen, and we also have blog post comments. So here is an example of a blog post that I created that was entitled "Free Holiday Accommodation for Serving and Ex-Forces Personnel, Yes Free." And I wrote an article, short article, and posted a YouTube video about an organisation that's here that helps British service personnel have free holiday accommodation. And a number of people commented on this because they liked the idea and they wanted to comment and add further information. So there you have the ability to interact and engage with your audience, and you probably seen this before on news websites where people can have their thoughts of the story in question. And really, that's about it. That's all the comments and the terminology that we want to discuss. Everything else is in layman terms. It's all easy to understand. I'm really looking forward to you getting started.